Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Hodgepodge channel where we transform nostalgia into knowledge. Today we're taking a look at one of the most underrated Autobots in Transformers history, Perceptor. He's the brainy scientist with a microscope mode and a sharp intellect, and surprisingly one of the deadliest sharpshooters in Cybertronian history. Let's zoom in on the full history of Perceptor. Perceptor's first hit store shelf in 1985 as part of his G1 line. To me, it was one of the further ones. Like many other Transformers, he came from Takara's Microman Micro Change toy line, where the originality of the character really wasn't anything. It was just a transforming microscope. Hasbro imported the design, gave him a new name, a new backstory, and a new voice that fans would never forget. In robot mode, the Perceptor turned into a microscope, and he was a genius. Served the Autobots' top scientist and researcher. All right, let's take a look at Perceptor. So this is the movie Perceptor. It's not G1. It's a little bit different. How cool of a figure is it that... And also, kind of Hasbro and back in the day, just like saying, you know what, this toy line is so good that we're just going to make a microscope. Like, that's going to get the kids rocking and rolling. Like, I mean, it's an amazing concept. So, Perceptor, he's a flippin', I don't know. It's a stupid concept that they would have a magnifying glass on his his shoulder, and that this is like the be all end all. So we went from Wheeljack, who is a race car, to this guy. And again, I'm a Wheeljack kind of a guy, but to have a microscope be your guy. This thing came with 3 of the red rockets. They go into the red rockets. Goes into this cannon will pew, 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 go into this, which is fine. All is good. Robot mode is absolutely fantastic. However, this is more of like a gun than Megatron is with this big cannon. I mean, that is the size of Megatron's cannon in any... And if you kind of look at it, well, oh, dude, will this work? Nah, it ain't gonna work. Maybe. I mean, he's got this big thing on top of him, and he's a microscope. It works. All right, I'm gonna transform him, and then we'll see what we got cooking. All right, he's transformed. Here we go. This is what we got. Now, the cool thing is, if you look down here and you look into this, it actually has a thing. But I mean, kids, it's a telescope. I totally understand, and it is such a cool thing, like hindsight 2020. But let's see. No, hindsight 2020, having a periscope is, or not a periscope, I'm sorry, a microscope is really cool. Do love the fact that this blue trumps the greenish turquoise that is on the G1. It does look better, I think, with the flat grays than the silver kind of shiny things. I don't know. Perceptor is such a cool figure, and such a... He's not a cool figure. He's a great toy. Or, I'm sorry. Shit. He's a great character. Great character. But then this is what we have. We have those. Then there comes this, and I don't know. Everybody's like, "Oh, it's a tank," and pew 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 pew. Let this pew pew. Pew. No, nope. No pew 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 pews on that. That is a microscope. Nerds. But the figure and the character is pretty cool. So let's get back into more history of Perceptor, because this doesn't represent him any way of how cool he is. In the classic G1 cartoon, Perceptor was voiced by Paul Eating, the same actor who did Metal Gear Solid. did some other stuff too. Perceptor debuted in the episode of Microbots, joining the Autobots as their chief scientist. He quickly became one of Optimus Prime's most trusted advisors. Walking encyclopedia who could analyze any alien technology, which is good times. Perceptor played a key role in the Transformers 1986, the movie, analyzing critical damage of the Autobots, and he also just hung out while Rumble destroyed the thing, and yeah. Fans loved his calm, analytical personality, but sometimes mocked him for his formal scientific speech, which is kind of cool. Still, Perceptor became the ultimate example of intellect over brawn. Marvel Comics Transformer run. Perceptor was portrayed very similar. A scientist dedicated to research, analysts, and exploration. He led scientific exploration on Cybertron, studied alien species, and created new technologies for the Autobots. During the Cybertron storylines, Perceptor became part of a resistance group with Blaster and others, showing that even scientists had to fight the Decepticons to take control. Let's go to 2000 when IDW decided to bring him out, and he was a totally new version. Still a scientist, but a little darker and a little hard-headed. In the last stand of the Wreckers, Perceptor is critically injured in battle. And when he recovers, he's changed, he's upgraded his body, added targeting optics, and becomes an elite sniper. Yeah, that big cannon on his shoulder became a sniper thing. Now that's smart. The re-innovation made fans see Perceptor in a whole new light, not just the brain, but the ultimate balance. He ends up becoming in cartoon and animated, and everything happens and everything changes, which is fantastic. So, Perceptor depends on what year you were opening up with, and you have a different nostalgia for Perceptor. So are you the nerdy Perceptor, or are you the badass sniper? What's your favorite version of Perceptor? What's the calm G1 scientist, the battle-scarred sniper, or the modern-day lab genius of War of Cybertron? Yep, he was in a game. Let us know in the comments. Enjoy this, and as always, peace out. Hope you all enjoy it.